That's a bit scary.
We're live now, and hi everybody. I'm here today with Lottie Moore, who's just about to graduate the 30-day blogging challenge. And Lottie has got a really different take on the challenge because she didn't do it the same way everybody else did. But before I ask Lottie about that, I think she'd better introduce herself.
Oh, hi everybody, I'm Lottie Moore. I run a women's organisation called Wish Women that supports women to step out of their comfort zone, really. And we do quite unusual things as well as one-to-one coaching and mentoring. We do things like mountain treks for women in Africa and workshops that really involve experiencing stepping out of the comfort zone with things like breaking arrows with the throat and firewalking.
Firewalking. I think that's the post of yours that I've seen that's kind of generated the most interaction across social media and perhaps in comments on your blog is we're all fascinated by the fire. So how did you get involved in firewalking?
I started to gain a bit of a reputation myself for stepping out of the comfort zone. I spent 2010 living in West Africa with my daughter. I climbed Kilimanjaro and started to do the mountain treks for women. And so it was something that was suggested to me, and it kind of sat on the back burner for a little while. And then I decided that really it was time to start walking my talk. Rather than a lot of organisations you'll find will talk about dealing with fear, I thought it would be a good idea to really offer women the opportunity to experience it, to step through fear. And that really opens up opportunities then going forward to enable them to do that in other aspects of their life too.
That's brilliant. I can't believe you went up Kilimanjaro and took a young child to live in West Africa for all of that time. It just must have been an amazing experience for you both.
Awesome. Yeah, absolutely awesome. I gained so much from the people in Africa actually, and that's a lot of what I do through Wish is to hopefully enable people in our Western culture to grasp some of the values that are still really prevalent in the developing world.
It's almost like reconnecting ourselves back to how we used to be, because although we've become quite industrialised and we call it a modern society, a lot of the values that we have and the traditions have gone. And
Absolutely.
we kind of had them for a reason. They kept us connected to each other and they allowed us to be more of a whole person. And now you find, well, I find people talking about social media and they're saying things like, oh, well, you know, it's about relationships. And I'm like, it's always been about relationships. Always. You know? But,
Definitely. I still like to call it social networking rather than social media. You know, to me, it is all about connecting with different people. And although we have different avenues available to us than they do maybe in the developing world, it is still really about the relationship and the connectedness that we can gain. Yeah, definitely.
So, Lottie, tell us how you discovered the blogging challenge, because the way you do it is different to the way that most of participants are actually going through it.
I saw something on a friend's Facebook wall actually saying about an ebook that I could download, a 30-day blogging challenge. And I think at that point it was on a free, you know, for a couple of days free through Amazon. So I thought, oh, I'll have a look at that. So at the time, I thought I was just getting a book and that I could work my way through the book and, you know, build my blog through then. So when I downloaded the book, I was really surprised to find that there was a whole Facebook group behind it and everything else. Yes. It did give me the ability to flick through and see what was coming up in the challenge as well. Yeah.
Right, so you had the book and you had it on your Kindle and then you joined in the group.
Yeah.
Would you say the group has been integral to helping you grow your blog, or you've done it through what you've learned in the book? Or I think they go hand in hand together. You can't do one without the other. But what's been your experience?
Yeah, I mean, I think that without the group behind the book, I probably wouldn't have completed the challenge. The challenge was great. That I thought that the quality of material in the book was very, very high, but to have the support of the group behind me has been really key. When I first signed up for the challenge, the first 2 or 3 days, and I was putting my posts in the Facebook group, and I was kind of thinking, well, this isn't going to grow my blog. Is all the only traffic I'm going to get is additionally is from this Facebook group. So it took a while for that to grow, but I've been able to post things about how I'm getting on, and there's been lots of banter going on, some really honest feedback as well, and I feel that I've come out of it with lots of new friends, actually. Yes.
And that's what a lot of people have said to me, because one of the things that I'm frequently told, because my business is blogging, is that blogging is quite lonely. And then I say to people, well, find your tribe. And they're like, how do I find my tribe? So part of, for me, the challenge was persuading people to come into a Facebook group, because I knew some of them would connect with others, and it's usually the people that are in the same niche and have the similar passions that connect. Of course, the idea is that they'll spin off and become each other's tribes. So that you connected with lots of other women, and you also put out the request for guest posters. So you're now growing your blog through other people in the community. How many people took you up on that?
I've had messages, I think, from 6 people altogether. What I've found during the challenge is that getting regular posts out from my blog has been really key to the growth of traffic to the site. That before I was doing maybe 1 post a fortnight, maybe even 1 post a month, and I might get a spike in traffic for a 48-hour period, but then it would drop right down. But by getting a post out regularly, the traffic has peaked, but then after a week or so, it stayed peaked. So people keep going back to the older posts and accessing those, as well as the newer ones that were coming through. So I decided that for Wish, I would really want to have at least 3 posts going out a week. But that's also something that I don't know that I can take on to do for myself on a regular basis. So what I'm doing is putting together a team of regular guest bloggers. So they'll all get a page on my site about them, and in return, they're going to be writing a guest post once a month, which is relevant to my audience. So I think everybody wins. For the people that visit my blog, there's going to be some great quality articles from a range of people. For myself, I'm getting that to put out to take people to my website. But also for the guest bloggers, I'm making sure that I'm raising their profile as well. So I think it's a win-win situation. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And Birds on the Blog only started with 12 of us, and almost 5 years later, there's 30 of us.
Wow,
so, I'd better watch I'll gotta keep an eye on what you're up to. Well, I really love it that
what I do.
You've made your tribe come alive, and people in the group are supporting each other and helping each other grow. And one of the things that I really liked was when somebody said they never had guest posting opportunities, you said, come and guest post for me, because that's one of the best opportunities you ever get for guest posting, is getting one of your friends to help you. So do you plan to offer more people in the group guest posting slots to supplement your regulars?
Yeah, I think definitely that, I guess a lot of the regulars will be in similar niche to me, but there's also a lot of people out there that I've met through the challenge that, although it might be in a completely different niche, still have something to offer my audience. So in that case, they'd be more than welcome to write a guest post, and I'm happy to host that for them. I think that, as I say, there's value all round for everybody in doing that. And through my website as well as my business, I like to think that I'm in service to the people that I connect with. And so I think that doing that through the blog is a really good way to serve my community.
It is. It's a great way. Now, you've done 28 days, 29 today?
29 today, yes.
29 today, just one away from that coveted gold trophy. What's been the hardest challenge?
Two things. Number one, getting one out every day has sometimes pushed me, and there's been a couple of days I've been there at kind of 10 p.m. sitting at the keyboard thinking, oh no, excuse me. And the second thing, I guess, I think initially was coming up with ideas for quality content. But as I've gone on, I found that throughout my day, there's always something that happens that I think, oh, I could write about that. And that's one way the challenge has really helped me, because it's made me attuned to that. You know, I'm looking for opportunities for things to write about.
I forget who it was who posted in the group. I can't remember now. It was such a shame, because I'd give them a name check. And she said, everywhere I go, I think I can write a blog post about that. And she's jotting notes down all of the time. And yes, welcome to my world, because I'm like that too.
Yeah.
As you do become more experienced with it, it does become easier, and it does become second nature. And do it, you know, optimizing posts and writing headlines and all of that. It is, and that's what I say. That's why women seem to complete the challenge. They're not scared of it. We've only had, what, 2 men complete in April. That was Paul Atherton and Michael Robinson. And this time we've had Gershon complete, and who else? There was another guy. Oh, David completed as well. You know, the guys just don't seem to have the stamina for it. They seem to quit at the first hurdle.
Yes, I think for women, you know, partly the way our lives are set up, that we're happier to be sat at the computer at 10 p.m. because sometimes that suits us and it fits into our lives. Whereas I think men do still work much more in a 9-to-5 mindset, and I would imagine that would make it more challenging for them. Us women tend to be more multitasking and flexible about our working lives, because that's the way it goes, isn't it? Definitely.
I had a client tell me they got no time to blog whatsoever, and I just said, how was EastEnders last night? And they sat there and told me the entire episode of EastEnders, and I said, and what did you get from that? And they went, I said, you could have sat there with your laptop and you could have typed half a blog post, and you would have had the same experience of EastEnders, but half a blog post.
I think I actually put that in one of my challenge blog posts about stepping away from the TV and the negativity that it can bring into us, and how habitual things like that can become, actually. You know, I'd much prefer to have some music on, sitting at the computer, challenging myself and getting good quality material out at the same time. Yeah, definitely.
I'm not a fan of the soaps, as you may have guessed.
Me neither.
So we've spoken about your experiences. Where are you taking Wish Women? Because after Kilimanjaro and fire walking, what else is there for you to do, short of raising the Titanic?
Well, we're doing a trek next March, which is to the highest point of North Africa for International Women's Day. So that will be a group of women standing at the rooftop of North Africa in the Atlas Mountains. That's in Morocco on the 8th of March for International Women's Day. So we have that going on at the moment. And I'm also going to be launching a program in the new year for women that are maybe in leadership or taking on leadership roles, and that's called the Fan into Flame program. So it's for women that have already started their journey of connectedness, to assist them to take that ongoing one step further.
Well, that's brilliant. Thank you very much for your time, Lottie.
I couldn't thank you guys enough, Sarah. I have to say that to you and Kevin. The challenge and the Facebook group, you've put so much energy into managing that and supporting us all and everything, and I have to put out heartfelt thanks really for that, because no query has been too much. You've always been there, and that's been an amazing thing to take part in. So thank you.
You're welcome. Before we go, Lottie, what's your website address so people can find you, please?
Oh yeah, it's www.wishwomen.org.uk.
Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you very much for your time, Lottie.
Thanks, Sarah. Have a good day.